Hi everyone, today's build video is my build for the Diecast Mafia's World Challenge. For this I decided to use this Hot Wheels Sharkruiser. Some of you might remember this from the classic 90s kids film Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, which is the reason I actually have this car. I was looking for the car they used in the film, but it turns out it's kind of likely just a prop based upon the Sharkruiser. So if you've never seen the film, they shrink themselves down by accident, and in one of the sequences they get in this 4-seater Hot Wheels car and ride it around like a roller coaster. Anyway, I thought this would be a great car to Gaslands at some point, so I had to pick one up. The idea being is this was either a custom hot rod or just a parade vehicle that someone's found in a little storage lockup during the apocalypse and thought that's the car that's going to buy me a ticket to Mars, and then did it up for their race car for Gaslands. Onto the build, I start by drilling out the base. And then put the chrome piece into a jar of bleach to remove the chrome to make it easier to paint later. I'll take it out off camera with some pliers and wash it so I don't get any of the bleach or anything, because obviously you don't want to touch that with your bare hands. For the wheels, I'm going to use some old Chemsol design wheels, which are sadly no longer with us, for the back. And for the front, I'm going to use some Anvil Industries 10.5mm off-road Gasland wheels. First I need to remove the original wheels by removing one of the pegs that holds the axles in place, like so. To make new axles, I straighten out a paper clip. Which I cut to about the same length as the original axles, which will be a bit more than I need, but it allows me to trim it down later. Next I use the base to kind of glue the wheels straight to the axle. It's not the ideal way to do this, but it's the best way I can do it, and it's a little bit more difficult considering the unique shape of the base plate. Once I have the wheels attached, I make sure there are no fitment issues before I can continue on. For the driver, I use this 172 scale World War II German officer by 3D Jasons, which I bought off of eBay a long time ago. I figured this one I could kind of paint up to make him look like a sailor, which will go with the theme of the vehicle. So I do a quick test fit without the interior piece to make sure it'll fit in there, and then I remove the interior section because there's no way it's going to fit in that little tiny seat. Like usual, I have to remove the legs to make him fit in place, so goodbye his legs. And with that done, I then glue him into place. Next I plan to add a dropper weapon to the tail fin, but before I can do that I want to remove the letters that I've moulded into the base, so I just use a file. I also do this for the midsection as well, since I'm doing the tail, might as well do the midsection. that done, I used some C-shaped styrene to make the dropper hatch. Now for the dropper hatch, I'm going to use these newly acquired RC bombs by 3D Kingdoms, which I bought off of eBay. Here's a quick little animation to show you how I'm going to use them in future animations. Now for the front weapon, I took some inspiration from the A10 Warthog. That's that plane that everyone remembers that goes brr because it has the big Gatling gun mounted into the front of it, as you should be seen by some of the pictures here. So I figured I'd do the same using this windshield cannon from Autokill's Secret Agent sprue. Cut a piece of styrene tube to make the housing and then assemble it all together like so. After I finished, I felt it looked a little too long, so off camera I shortened it down and I'm much happier with the way it looks now. Since the wheels are exposed, I felt the cannon needed some armouring up, so I did my old method of taking some drawing pins to make some armoured hubcaps. Be sure when you're removing the pins that you use an old set of sprue cutters because this will pretty much destroy the blade. Luckily I have a spare set that I don't really care for. After glued these onto the wheels, I cut up some styrene rod to make some rivets and then just add some rivets to it for some extra detail. Here we have the cab before paint. Didn't really have to do much to this one, although I did drill out the exhausts. But yeah, that was about it. I didn't really need to do any fitment issues. Everything went together perfectly and there was nothing I needed to fix for paint. So onto paint. I start with some Revell Aquacolor Stone Grey for the shark body. followed by my usual Revell Aquacolor Rust, which I then dry brush over the top of with some Revell Aquacolor Steel, just to give it that nice rusty effect. Like usual, I'll skip ahead, paint all the little details like the driver and such, and then apply a homemade black wash just to kind of blend everything together and give it that nice wasteland look. And here we have the final build. Now this is not my usual style of build because I usually tend to stay away from the fantasy castings, but I kind of like the looks of this one and thought it'd be a fantastic vehicle for a Gaslands vehicle. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out some of the other builders who took part by searching Diecast Mafia World Challenge. Just a reminder, this is a free-to-all monthly challenge hosted by BJ Customs and Mad Eye Miniatures, who are also worth checking out. As usual, please stick around for the glamour shots and the short animation, and I'll see you all in the next video.